morning, dear guests, dear participants. We are continuing our Central Asia Fintech Summit 2025. Welcome to our summit. Good morning, dear ladies and gentlemen. We are happy to see you in this second day of our summit, the place where the ideas met that form the future. Welcome again. Today in this area, the discussion about transformation of the sphere, about the technology that makes us manage the data, the world becoming digital, and it dedicates to us whether it will be safe or not. This day is dedicated to the innovations and on the building of digital economy. So today we'll have different colleagues from ecological, from economy, from IT and digital economy. We are ready to start. We are happy to host you on our summit. We believe that our meeting will lead to new partnerships, to new beginnings. So we're starting the second day of our summit, Global Payment System. So we are starting our panel session. So all the partnership and co-working of banks, regulators, and other entities are working together in order to make some new payment methods, some new good and safe payment methods. Everything is quite rapid. That is why we are dedicated our panel session to this theme. So let us invite participant of our first panel. So moderator will be Hikmet Can Yılmazsoy, head of Turkey, Caucasus and Central Asia at SWIFT. And participants, Mr. Fidan Tofidi, Director of Department of Financial Technology and Innovation of Central Bank of Azerbaijan. Nalina Aliya, Vice President of Bank Center Project JSC. Yermekov Gaziz, Vice President of Board of Directors of Eurasian Bank GSC. Vershkova Margarita, Director of Department Transaction Business of Narod Halyk Bank GSC. So we are starting our panel discussion.
Good morning. Welcome to our panel on development transformation in cross-border payments. My name is Hikmet Can Yılmazsoy. I am the head of Turkey, Caucasus and Central Asia at SWIFT. In this panel, we will be discussing main forces transforming the payments landscape today, and we will explore what will define success in cross-border payments going forward. We will focus on some important elements like customer expectations, innovation, interoperability, and industry collaboration to explore how financial institutions can lead the transformation toward a seamless global payments ecosystem. While covering these themes, we will be very mindful to balance vision with practical realities. Today, I am very delighted to be joined by four esteemed colleagues, banking executives. Here on the stage today, we have Aliya Kanalina, Vice President of Operations at Bank Center Credit. We have Margarita Vershkova, Director of the Transaction Business Department at Halyk Bank. Fidan Tofidi is with us today. She is the Director of Department of Financial Technologies and Innovation at the Central Bank of Azerbaijan. And Gaziz Ermekov, Deputy Chairman of the Eurasian Bank. So we have plenty of ground to cover. So let's start by understanding how each of you see the landscape transforming. Let me start with my first question to my panelists. From your institution's perspectives, what are the main forces transforming cross-border payments today? So, Alia, let us please start with you.
Всем добрый день. Рада приветствовать.
Hello to everyone. I would like to welcome everyone on this panel session. Previously with John and with my colleagues, we have discussed this issue. This is a very interesting issue. Transbording payments are linked to the private interest of the clients, of the business, of economy, of the country. And of course, our bank covers all of these issues. But we are focused on the requires and needs of our clients and the corporate values that is on our company that sometimes changes, but still client is in the center. Client is very important for us. That is why the main metrics for us is the speed of service, transparency and safety of our services. For now, fintech and cryptocurrency are pushing on somehow on the bank and classical system of bank. But still banks are involving and participating in digital activities. BCK, our bank, is participating in a lot of beginnings, and now we have digital tenge, and also we have a lot of beginnings. Also we are testing cross-border scenario. Of course we are moving and using API for integration with fintech platforms. Plus, of course, we are working on quick payments for our clients. Of course, all of this, and of course, we are persuading some modern trends, and we are scaling AI in our bank. And also I would like to note that previously, just recently, we were seeing in Frankfurt that worldwide economy pay attention to the digital securities. This theme is very interesting nowadays, that we are waiting and maybe for some attention from the regulator as an new laws, new legal support. This financial system that we have today needs to be involved, to be embedded some digital technologies.
Capture some important themes like customer centricity, alternative business models, and new forms of money. Margarita, what would you like to add?
Коллеги, всем добрый день. В первую очередь, спасибо, что пригласили на...
Thank you, colleagues. Thank you for inviting for this good summit. And I would like to congratulate you with the Finances Day in Kazakhstan, the day of Kazakhstani tenge. I think that any transformation, especially in financial sector, starts with the why do we transforming and what is our goals. Of course, there are some important things that are basic requirements. Maybe we don't notice them every day because we are used to them, but For example, in trans-bordering payment, it is, for example, GPI trackers are news in Kazakhstan. It was like 5 years ago, where the Halyk Bank was the first bank who embedded this, and it was firstly embedded for the internal usage, and then it was implemented into clients usage. And also, of course, we don't notice them, but this is something new, something that is concerning to UX, UI, something to the, for example, the speed of the services. This is the very good features what we have. And also the development of import and export of goods, and in Kazakhstan draw attention last years in the point of view of tourism and transformation, and in every good, in every service, we are trying to make better everything. And also, you know, this year we started to make some payment through the WeChat, and we see some trends, and also we see a lot of like big flows of tourists from China to Kazakhstan. And also I would like to draw your attention that today's we have a lot of sanctions for our neighbors. We should be careful with it to not to attract some secondary sanction. Be careful with this legislation, and also we should pay attention to the anti-fraud and cyber security issues. This year, this is very important issue, the changing in bank system. We implemented some new international standards for our national currency, and this year all of our financial market of Kazakhstan are preparing for transforming into international standard of working. And of course these instruments change the market.
Thank you so much. Fidan Hanım.
I will switch to Russian if you don't mind. Доброе утро, коллеги.
Good morning, colleagues. I would also thank for invitation. It's very pleasure for me to be there, and I also would like to share our experience of our Central Bank of Azerbaijan. Answering to the question, it will generalize all the answers. I think maybe for all of us, for all of our countries, in order to develop transborder payments, one of the main thing is system of immediate payment. We have two factors which will somehow challenge our payments. First is the waiting time of client. It should be available, light, easy, and quick. You shouldn't wait for several days. It is done in several seconds. It is free, it's convenient, it's very important. And it shouldn't be very expensive for clients. And of course it should be this very good way to work with other partners on the economic markets. And the second challenging thing is technologies. We have ECP systems can work between two systems by switching on to each other. I think these two factors will be challenging, and will be challenging now and will be challenging in the future for the cross-border payments. And the countries should be able to make an agreements between each other, and banks should be able to make an agreement between each other, because our unity will help us to grow up.
Thank you so much. And Gazi, so far we heard from Margarita about expansion of opportunities in cross-border payments, interoperability standards, and Fidan Hanım touched upon a very popular theme, which is making cross-border payments as simple and fast as domestic payments. What perspectives would you like to add for this question regarding shaping the industry?
Ну,
But first of all, we would like to welcome, to say hello to everyone, to congratulate our colleagues with the National Currency Day. I would like to greet all the guests. Thank you for coming. Welcome to Kazakhstan. Answering to the question about the importance of transbording payments, it's the key element of in any financial system that will help us to boost up some international trade, that will boost up our relationship between the partners, between the countries. That is why developing these transbordering payments is very important. And without transbordering payments, I think there is no country that can develop and can be a good neighbor with other countries without transbordering payments. And some tendencies, factors which transforms transbordering payments and its development, I will of course agree with my colleagues, is that increasing of demand, transparency of the payments, of money transfer, the minimum of commissions. The Fidan Hanım said that some payments should be free. We have inside the Kazakhstan these beginnings, and also we have ESMP. With using only telephone number of the client, you can transfer money to him. But still, we are not ready to transform into the international transbording payment in order to meet all the requirements of our clients. But overall, National Bank of Republic of Kazakhstan is actively participating in all this beginning in order to meet all the requirements. Eurasian Bank made some crypto payment inside the Kazakhstan. It was the first payment. It means that we are on the right way, I can say. Maybe in the future I will share some of the examples of the international development. But overall development of Kazakhstan is very, I think, rapidly and good. Of course, we have some international limitations, as in all the countries. Of course, we would like to do it rapidly, to do it immediately, but we have some limitations, international limitations, the limitations of the country.
Thank you. So you concluded by mentioning some limitations, maybe challenges, and now I would like to shift to that topic. Having set the scene with regards to main forces transforming the industry, how do you see the progress that has been made at bank, market, or country level so far, and what challenges do you believe still remain? Again, I will start with Aliya.
So honestly saying, we have all the initiatives meet some challenges, but I would like to note that this question, which is concerning on digital issues, we are on the very beginning, we are on the scratch, and we believe that Kazakhstan somehow will become a technological hub for this type of system. Nowadays, we of course understand that we will be moving, we will be developing, we will be struggling together with the National Bank, in order to develop some internal documents, internal rules, legislation in order to regulate some projects on some cryptocurrency, and we are very interested in it because we need, our clients requires on this type of cross-border payments. Of course, I would like to also note that the digital payments, digital activities growing, starting from the tokenization, for the other project, all these parts are linked to the variation of the non-governmental organizations. And also here we should draw attention of our rules of national currency systems, and that all of this in complex of events, and for us, for banks, for clients, together with the regulator, we should develop some pilot steps in order to come into the story, because all over the world, these issues are arising, and of course, we would like to start it with the world, to keep up with the step of the world, and make some draw our attention to the norms, to our legislation part, in order to we to have some opportunity to give it to clients, and it should be official, it should be legal, also not to the clients but also operators, providers, and this is the main thing, because we should do legislation in this way, to use international practice and legislation, and also use the best example of international experience, and also draw attention to the fintech companies to cover their requirements, to cover requirements of companies, of fintech companies, or IT companies in Kazakhstan, and clients, and also maximally to provide good services for our Kazakhstan.
Thank you, and Margarita.
Я бы не называла
I don't think that's a problem or challenges. For me, it's the possibilities with which we are coping up with, we are solving them. If we are talking about some regional achievement of Kazakhstan for last 10 years, there was a lot of initiative, a lot of ideas were implemented, such as SMAP. SMAP was invented in 2016. It seems like not so far, but we saw how many work was done in legislation and with the regulator, with National Bank, and we did a very good regulatory base. If we are talking about transborder payments, we have a lot of possibilities and we have a lot of achievements, and through this time we can remember, for example, 5 or 10 years ago, every bank has its own main currency. Now every bank has up to 15 type of currency. It is the very good in order to make some international relations. We have a lot of achievement in this. Of course, technology is very important, but all the initiative in the banks, which are giving some service to our clients, it's very important to make a good service and be working with the partnership with National Bank, with other banks, not only just to make some laws, to change the legislation, but also our relationship in order to develop some technology. Of course, we have ICO. It's the standardization of some basic things in our life. Of course, it will not some wow effect, some loud effect, but this is something where we should go. We should structurize of everything in our life that will give us opportunity to develop our technologies. I think that transborder payments dedicated to the link to the relationship, to the good relationship. So we can remember SWIFT. We couldn't do it if we will not have good management and good relationship. For example, pre-validation services, which goes to the interface of service clients by minimizing all the mistakes of the business and the services. Of course, some of the issues challenging in, for example, in fraud, in money laundering, and of course we should evaluate it transparently, and we should see the point of growth for our system, the point of improvement.
Thank you. And Fidan Hanım, the same question regarding the progress and remaining challenges.
Yes, thank you. Я хотела бы отметить
I would like to add the last tendencies and changing which happens in our country. As a regulator, we have implemented some changes, some systems. One of the changing is the implementing a lot of players in the this payment, and of course if there are a lot of payment there will be some improvement. And for the last 6 months the transactions grew up to 25 times through the IPO system, and also the volume was increased. And we see that a lot of B2B payments are conducted through the APS system, and in this regard we have a lot of to do, but we are happy to have such a good result. We have developed ASQR. This is the unique QR for Azerbaijan Republic, and in 19 times our transaction increased. Of course, there are a lot of time, and regulator and the financial sector is working hardly in this sector, but I would like to add some challenges which we met during our work. In our goals is migration B2B payments in order to cover the comfortability and quick payments. Implementing some tools in order to minimize the risks and to minimize the fraud. As a Central Bank of Azerbaijan, we are responsible for persuading and controlling all these payments. All of this in our focus. We are actively working with the players of financial sector. Our team is working in this regard. We are planning to share our experience. We also did it yesterday. We invited to Azerbaijan our colleagues. If we will go back to our work about question about developing these payments, I think that the dialogue between our countries should be very close. We should be in a good relationship in order to make some safe, comfortable and quick payments between countries.
Thank you. And Gaziz, your perspectives?
So I would agree with Margarita that there are some problems and challenges and limitations, but I think that it's something that motivates us. Of course, we have stop factors, limitation. We don't need to talk about it because it's not a stop factor, but it's the factor that makes our work like a little bit low, yeah? Not so active. And we not sometimes have some access into the some currency corridors, the low speed of our payment, which is not met by our requirements of our clients. And regulatory have some requirements which should be met. All of these issues, of course, leads to the low speed of our payments from 1 to 3 days sometimes it can be several weeks if there will be some additional checks. I think, of course, banks are not solving this problem because we are not responsible for this question. It is dedicated to the issue of bank respondents. That's why we should talk about it. We should, because all of the issues that is arisen here will lead to the solving them. And trans-bordering payments is very important. And from our side, I think that systems, tools, instruments for all banks are the same, all the same system, the same issues and challenges. From our side, like last few years, we maximally optimized all the process of currency operations, automatization of compliance checks, IML, in order to minimize the time to check on anti-money laundering issues. All the banks are trying to do some solutions in these regards in order to make life of our clients better. Thank you.
Thank you for the perspective. So, one common concept that we heard while we were talking on progress and addressing remaining challenges is technology. And I don't think that this is a surprise for anyone in this room. So, now I would like to dive a little deeper into this technology angle, and I will ask what your banks are particularly doing in leveraging technology to uplift your customers' cross-border payments experience. And in relation to that, when we talk about technology, there is always the debate of hype versus reality. I would also like to hear, where do you see the most immediate, most tangible returns in applying technology to improve payments? Alia, as before, can we please start with you?
Yeah, I will agree with my colleague because they said everything right. We looking at the same direction for clients, for transborder payments. It's our accents, main accents is speed, transparency, safety, and being predictable. And for predictability, we're making a huge accent recent years because we can use so many great tools, and Swift does it for us. It's provided for us. We didn't have this for a while, but now it's available for us. For example, GPI system, as Margarita told, it's for tracking. It's very good for several issues. Also, from these, there were born another tool, case management, and it's getting everything way too easier. At least to make sure that all the clients knows all about their payment instructions, because we all know when our colleagues say it's always 100 factors, geographic situation, limitations of different countries, and some of the transborder payments are really in jeopardy, and they don't know the status, they don't know when it's going to be received, and sometimes it takes months for real. It happens like that. But with these tools, which I told you, they allow to track all the journey of the payment from the beginning to the end with a certain data. For example, BCK, they started to do this step by step. The first version was allowing us to understand how it goes, how it works, and how we can send all of this request to the bank of the requester. What's the destiny of this payment? For example, if the customer didn't see the money yet on his account, this is one of the first moments. But this summer, we already updated version for 2.0, and our customers right now have an opportunity to track the status of the incoming payments. And this is the very huge improvement because it's way more comfortable, and we try to give as much information for the clients as we can. After that, Margarita told about pre-validation. Validation. I think is the ideal option, and it's ideal for the physical persons, physical customers, because whenever he made the transaction, he was thinking and panicking about what should he do next, for special tools and everything. Now, everything in one window. And for the physical client, it's everything comfortable, sitting on the couch and making all these payments. But we didn't have this confidence that everything is going to go to the receiver at the right time. So always going to be some issues with the mistakes and everything, etc. But now it's way easier because at the same time the same instructions go on the other part for the person who receives money. So this spread validation allowed to us to do this eyeball, country, currency. This is the most frequent mistakes. And now we have direction of the payment, and we helping clients to form it in the right way and minimize the factor of the return, which is very great. And BCK right now, I can say for sure that right now STP is like payments for the Uric customers. We're already 80 now. Yes, 76 with point. And for the physical customers, the automatic work up to 90%. So the whole journey of the payment from the projection of this payment on the bank side and then going to the customer is very fast. You would say like it's a lot, but to be honest, for physical customers it's from 15 to 17 minutes, and for juridical it might be up to 40 minutes, but it's not a bigger amount of time. And of course we would like to say about ISO, this is that tool that we can use and say to everyone, to every bank on the international market on the same language. And we believe this is the very good tool, instrument to minimize all of the mistakes and maximize the chance that the customer will get this money faster, to see it at least on the account. And actually all of this journey is getting be more updated, more modernized from day to day, and we're gonna make accent on speed. It's like number one priority. It's like a thing of our penalization. We want to reduce the payment cost for every customer, so he will be more interested to use our services, and of course safety.
For the insights. And while we were talking about the content of the panel, before I had captured one remark from you, which I want to voice on your behalf, that the future of cross-border payments will not be driven by a single tool, but with an ecosystem of technology. So that was an important remark. And the capabilities that you talked about also enforce another very fundamental concept, which is the trust of customers to us. So thank you very much for the remarks. And Margarita, your views?
Спасибо большое. Как раз
Yeah, thank you very much. In order to continue what Alia told and Guljan, like we really was thinking about all of these highlights, and this transborder payments is a huge and very complicated process where we should go and follow for local rules, international rules, currency control, and a lot of the limitations and standards we have on the international arena. Why the servers like this, like you already told about, Aliyah told about it, it's just small segments, just to fill in the forms, but they are colossal important for the whole customer journey from entry to the end of the transaction. And if you're speaking about technology, it's not the only technology that will solve the problem. It's a big complex. It's a lot of actions, and they are doing on every sector of the process. And sometimes it's automatization, digitalization, AI implementation, back process, front process, and the currency control as well, because they have to recheck all of these rules, all of these standards, and also API transactions and integrations. They allow us to show the transparency to the client, to show it, whole the cycle, whole journey, what's going on, at what amount of time, when it's going to be received, how you can see it on the account, and when the transaction is going to be end, and finally you're just going to have this push that everything's going good and you can serve your items and everything. Right now we see a lot of trends from the international payment systems, Visa for example. From point of view of the card transaction, there are a lot of solutions we are using right now. We're checking it. Use a B2B Connect. It's probably the next solution of the direct to account to make all of these payments faster, to create a patterns for the physical customers. What speed we're talking about? Because we are already used to the speed on the local market to make this immediate transfers. We want to make it the same one in the transborder patterns to make this as fast as local, the same speed of the operations. And as far as I know, we have a lot of connection from tunes, and we have a lot of requests from our customers, like the work with China. Yeah, we consider in different channels, different corridors of the collaboratorship, but the first thing why we're working here, it's a demand, request, and value which we give into the customer, and for us it's a business of the Kazakhstan.
I am truly delighted to hear customer as we talk about technology, because what I read, what I hear from you is that the value of technology actually lies in its customer centricity, how it helps us to understand the needs of our customers and the means to address their pain points. Because it's
Gazis? Yeah, we as a Eurasian bank, we are not exclusion. We use a lot of tools, a lot of instruments, functions, because Swift is one of the most frequent systems we are using for all of these transborder systems, payments, and it's really helpful for a lot of troubles we have, whole customer journey we have, how it was before and how it's going right now. Like it's a very different and it's improved 100%. And also I would like to speak about the perspective tools, what we're gonna use in a near future. For example, transborder transfers and payments in CBDC. It's in a digital currency, and this is that type of innovations we believe we need to develop right now, test a lot. Yeah, we already start to test it. We are working on this direction, but I believe that in the future it's going to be very compatible with all of this practice and system we're using right now. And probably in general we should probably switch to this hybrid route. And our current practice, which is very stable, safe, and innovative. We have a lot of new solutions, new platforms. For example, we can say several of these projects which developing in China, Thailand, and free Arabian countries system Ambridge, which is DLT platform, multi CBDC with different countries, to make sure that we're gonna have this fast and safe transborder payments. But from industry level, they are far, really far. But the most important thing that they are developing it, testing it, and they have very deep testing. And for us, as a Kazakhstani banks, it's very important to switch on and start to use it, start to test it, and maybe in the nearest future, in 1, 2 years, we will probably particularly will use this in general volumes, this type of solutions.
Да, это обязательно.
Yeah, it's mandatory.
Работают нормативные.
Whenever we will have this legal base, standards and rules, we're gonna use this. But it has to happen parallelly.
Спасибо.
Thank you.
Fidan, I will change the question a little bit for you because you are coming from a regulator, a central bank, and I would like to ask you about the role of regulators in balancing innovation with regulatory oversight.
Thank you, John. Я хотела бы в первую очередь поделиться опытом. На самом деле я более 17
So actually, I would like to share my experience. More than 17 years I've been working in a corporate sector, in a private sector, and of course, experience on the regulator side is completely different, and there are different perspective and perception what we speak about innovation. What does it mean? How it's changed? What kind of perspective this, and how we should treat it on the different levels? And one of the first thing is the balance between innovation and trust, safety, expectations of the clients, because innovations are moving with a amazing speed. And like yesterday, a lot of speakers were talking about it like it's 50 years ago or maybe 30 years ago. Some things happened in a additional speed, and we needed a lot of more time to do this for the changes, and now it happens in 5, 6 years, and in the nearest future this amount of time will be decreased. Where it's lead? It's leading that all of the expectations from the regulator side and private players, they're gonna be different, and the regulator is supposed to be as fast as the private sector, but at the same time we shouldn't forget about it that immediate decisions and support of the innovations in some kind of the unthinked, it's always immediate risks. So the role of the regulator is always to find this balance, and I will highlight several important elements why it's important in development on the transborder payments. So the regulator shouldn't create the products. The regulator should create environment, ecosystem, and the financial players should create the products. This is the different roles because they gonna be responsible for that. Because whenever the regulator is gonna be one of the players, is gonna be a big competitor of the whole sector. The second important moment is united standards, the rules. Inside of the country, we can have some kind of the ecosystem, conditions, and environment, but it's very important that the regulators of the different countries could solve this and could negotiate it between themselves to make the communication right. So sometimes it happens like in a different countries they do it independently and they make it immediate country. It's cool, but whenever they cannot communicate with each other, they don't have this united rules for risk monitoring, sanctions, it's not going to lead to a very good partnership. So factually the technologies and innovations are going to the second front. It's more important that the countries will have communication with each other, and of course the speed availability 24/7, it's extremely important because customer experience is a very thin maturity, because whenever a person getting used to some kind of experience, he doesn't want to go for some inconvenient one. For example, inside of the country, he has this immediate transfers and payments. It's only one app, one click. So for every experience that will take some additional steps from him, is going to lead to some kind of the discomfort and some time of frustration. And coming back to what regulators should do, I would say about Azerbaijan, well, like everyone, how they perceive the regulator. You cannot do this, you cannot do that. Here's the frame, and we should follow it. No steps to the left, no steps to the right. But actually, we are changing this perception and we are switching it. We are working in this direction, and we have a position of enablers of the market, because right now we creating conditions to make the market developing, to make market grow, but at the same time we don't forgetting that for every player it should be similar rules and similar rights, and we should follow and control how our conditions are following and our requests are getting implemented by the players. And I believe this is a very important role in developing of the innovations in the financial sector, because statistically, if we will take a look at this, the innovation in the financial technologies, they are the fastest. A lot of changes we have that, especially the speed of these changes, and it's for our sector, financial. So the task of the regulator is complicated over here, but it's very important.
Thank you so much for highlighting the role that the regulator should step in to level the playground and also bring the guidance standards so the players know how to play their game. And when we talk about innovation and technology, there is also another angle, which is interoperability. So we know that innovation only scales once we have the systems, players in sync. And at this point, I would like to inquire, how do you see, for your perspective, what are the important elements of interoperability, and how do you see the industry moving towards achieving it?
Well, actually, we already told about all of these innovations and step. Let's just sum up. Everybody told about it from their position. But what I would like to add for the Central Credit Bank, it's obviously that the corporate values, it's almost similar for every bank. The client is in the middle of the attention. So all of our processes should be built around that, and he shouldn't feel all of these technical changes, and he should know that he will not suffer from all of these payments or some of the deals. So maximally, I think that technologically it's one, but this international standards is two, and they are the base, like they actually the fundament for all of these changes and for financial stability. And of course, it's the ISO standards were similar for everyone and everybody accepting it, because it allows very slick integration with all of these systems on the level of the fintech companies and the payment organizations. This is the first and the most important step, because next, if we will go to the activities with the digital currencies, with stable coins, tokenization, and everything, then we're gonna have the base which we can use and move forward. And this is what I was speaking about previously. Small step in the big history of the standards that everyone takes. We started with this, and next we are looking at the SWIFT, their instruments, what kind of proposals they have, and what will lead us to the immediate payments, what locals already did and realize and already making the service for the customers in their respective country. And furthermore, of course, we have a lot of initiatives from the European banks. For example, recently we had a big conference in the summer. We've been talking about digital euro, and we've been talking about very good promotions, very good signs of moving forward. And with all of these digital currencies, we need more tools, but they should be on the level of the international standards. Because locally, as Fidan talked, we are already on a very good level. It's my opinion. Looking for swift change in international markets, new challenges, new tools where we can go. It's very interesting for us.
1 or 2 minutes on interoperability from your end.
Со стороны
Well, from the point of view of the Halleck bag, the innovations, we are actively participating in it and continue to the words of the LAR. It's a stable coins, digital currencies, it's everything, digital tenge, what we use in making the big participation as the bank of the second level, what we do to support all of these technologies, and this is extremely important. We're experimenting it, we're making different tests on the local, and the next steps that we are talking about transborder payments. And my fantasy of the product manager, it might be limitless, but here I'm following the regulations and the balance was Fidan said. Like it's very important in every question between risks, safety, and speed, regulatory things. It's always important to do this. Like the safety is the core, is the base, what the trust is for all the financial institutes. So we believe it's very important, and the national bank has the big role inside of it. It's not only regulatory thing, only about legislation, or not only to make sanctions, but it's also a big partner in the innovation to show all of the banks what kind of directions we should use, where we should look at, and what we should do to improve ourselves. Because the market of the Kazakhstan is very interesting. We use a lot of technologies and we use it very fast. A lot of banks implement it fast, and we have some kind of synchronization with the whole the market.
Thank you. And Fidan Hanım for the remaining 2 minutes.
Well, yes, it's probably will be a summary what everyone told, because we could speak about it and discuss it beforehand. But if we will have to pick only one element which will take a role on this transborder payments, it's integrability. To have an opportunity for all of the countries to make communication with each other, to speak with each other, to communicate and find common solutions. It's a common rule, common standards, and common requests, and it's a minimal set what everyone should do, should discuss, and find a solution. Yeah, we can go directly to some countries and one to one country with another to start this collaboratorship, but the future is more about hub model. Whenever one country connects one time for the hub, and after that it has an opportunity to open all of these transborder payments for the whole market and not lose the resources and time for every other new connection. And the regulator's laws is maximally to simplify this process and speed up all of the standards in the action.
For the insight. It's the time that I thank you for all these valuable insights you brought to the panel. So as expected, a few themes stood out as we discussed, like customer centricity, innovation, interoperability, and I think we will all agree that the future of cross-border payments will not be shaped by a single technology or approach, but by how effectively we move together as an ecosystem. So please join me in thanking our panelists for sharing their perspectives, and thank you so much for being part of this discussion.
Құрметті Хикметжан Емоссой мырзаға және панельдік сессияның барлық қатысушысына терең әрі мазмұнды
Dear
талқылау
participants of the panel session, we welcome you to make a thought from our panel session and share it with our customers. Thank you very much for all of the participants and all of the viewers, and we are asking you to follow to your honorable seats.
Қымбатты форум қатысушылары, біз сәлден соң форумымызды
Dear friends, our forum is continued. In a couple of the minutes, we're going to continue in this Central Asian Fintech Summit 2025.
болыңыздар.
Оставайтесь с нами.
Қымбатты форум қатысушылары, баршаңызды өздеріңіздің құрметті орындарыңызға өтулеріңізді сұраймыз. Уважаемые участники, просим вас пройти на свои почетные места. Буквально через 15 секунд мы начинаем нашу следующую дискуссию.
Уважаемые гости, дорогие друзья, мы продолжаем нашу программу форума. Сонымен,
Dear guests, we are continuing our forum. Technology become a part of our life, the part of a financial sphere of a country. So we are moving to the next keynote speech, one of the key experts of Kazakhstan, Alexey Sidorov. He is the founder of Prodengi Group, and he is the CEO of Association Kaz Fintech. Regulation of credit in the era of digitalization. Thank you very much. Thank you to all of you who are here. Yesterday we were more crowded. Thank you for coming here. Thank you for organizers to forming this place to exchange our knowledge and experience. It's a big honor to be here. In order to be clear for you what is the project I'm presenting, I should just say some words about myself. I'm a bank employee. I worked in 12 years in bank sphere. Sometimes I thought that in our country we have some issues, some problem which should be solved when the consumer of banking services, and they should select bank or some exchange currency office, and they are thinking what is the best choice. At that time I thought maybe I can help to the consumer to make this choice easier, and I made the website Prodengi. Pro money means where they like normal citizens and they can evaluate, they can compare the services of different banks. It was a lot of times ago, and when we first initiated as a new company, there was no so developed technology in Kazakhstan, but we were moving in order to unite on our platform different players of market. At that time, me and my team, we just understood some conclusions. Not all of the banks can provide 100% of services. That's why abroad we have underbank or unbank term. And sometimes we started to give some loans to the person who cannot obtain loan in bank, and we made some credit scoring, talking a lot about overburden in loans. I don't like to say something pessimistic, but this problem can be if we as a market, as a financial entities, will not try our best, because we should little bit cool down the interest in the loans. In my opinion, there should be some part of the loans among the population. I don't think that overburden in loan is something negative, because for example, in USA, they are a great country, and their greatness is on the loaning, on the crediting, because the people are tend to be strong, and they are responsible to give back money, to return loans. In this regard, we should work to develop our market, but remain the loan burden at some level. Our borrowers, unfortunately, have a very few level of financial literacy and a few level of juridical knowledge, and they are obtaining loan and they don't know how to repay, what will be the interest of the credit. For example, if one borrower has several lenders, and he can, for example, make some agreement with some of the lenders, but with others, maybe he will not be able to make an agreement if he is having some late payments. And it is not about the amount of money, it's about the problematic to find some instrument to remake some agreements with the lenders on the new conditions. I don't talk right now about some of the borrowers who has no money and they should announce some bankruptcy level. But we have only a few bankrupts. Today we have about 50,000 of citizens are bankrupted. It means that not a lot of people have so bad conditions to pay. That's why the problem is borrowers do not have some instrument to remake an agreement. That's why they are giving money through the collection. That's why we thought that we should make some product, some instrument, some simple, easy online products, digital platform on which borrowers will be able, in one window, as with the one application, solve his problem, remake some agreement. We are supported by regulator, by National Bank. It of course a very vast problem. Now we are partners, have some connection with other banks. It is not some product that needs to be advertised. Nowadays, lenders, mediators, some court employees and borrowers are working here. In future, we are planning to connect ombudsmans. The main important thing is that we are doing some simple, easy instrument. It's rather better than to pay to someone who said, I can help you, I can make some agreements and so on, and then disappear because they will be fraud, they will be theft. But this will be easy, simple way to make. I know that sometimes borrowers have late payments on 5 or 6 credits, on 5 or 6 loans. In normal life, it's impossible to have an agreement with another, with this 6 credit entity, but it's quite impossible. And nowadays I see on the advertisement there are a lot of people who are helping people to arrange these issues, but I see that not all of them are working quite good. That's why for the lenders our platform is good too, because they can work with their clients without any like third parties. It's transparent to the end client. It's for borrower it's free, and when the borrower takes some regulation, some amendments on payments, at that time we have opportunity to consolidate his loan. That consolidation is not quite clear word, but in many countries they have the same issues, and the consolidation of the debt, it's the several debts which are arranged to repay at the same day, at the same amount, and borrower should don't need to remember all these 6 loans, all the 6 days of the month, and so on and so on. It's quite easier. My 25-year experience makes me feel that debt collection and debt management is not quite like good and comfortable work. And we are, as a financial institute, firstly when client obtain money, then collection is very hard. Of course, every institute has, every MFI has in-house collection department. Then they have external collection department. Of course, they have some collection scoring, some collection robot who will call to clients, but still they are all working on the same issue. They are working on the collection of debts, but no one is thinking about the comfort of the client. And we were thinking we should make some friendly product which will be with the comparison with the other international experience will be good. It will be convenient, easy. Of course, borrowers are not guilty for having some late payments. Maybe they have some issues. That's why we want to make some comfortable things for borrowers. On the platform, we thought some of the comfortable things. The first is the with his internal on the website some room where you will have your own information, and there will be some options which will be presented to the borrower. And also we use it organizational legacy form. It is like GSC with the rights to use some state bureaus, statistics, state bases. So we have our own room of the borrower in the website. When we onboarding the client, we enter into the first credit bureau on the other credit basis, and we don't like give to the client this report directly. We don't give him like 50 or 70 pages of reports, but we give him some comfortable, easy way to show his debts, because we should understand that our borrowers, they can't read a lot of information. They are not ready for it. That's why we minimize and we show not all of the debts which is given from the date when he started to work, but we give him some loans which is late in payment. This is very important for them. And also they use some electronic digital signature to see it. And this way to work with the borrowers, it gives not only the real help to the society, but also it will make values of the clients, make values for the clients, and they are writing some feedbacks, and they are telling that it's quite comfortable, friendly environment. It's my startup. I am just telling you this in order to draw attention to our website. Nowadays, 27 credit entities supported us, 23 MFIs and 2 banks and 2 collection agencies are partnering with us. From the first months, we have more than 100,000 of visitors, and nowadays we have like a beginning, and the concept which is based on this website, the our goal is to evaluate all the applications from the borrowers. There are a lot of lenders, a lot of collection agencies, MFIs. That's why we think maybe we will grow tomorrow. We believe we will grow tomorrow, and we will make the life of our borrowers easier. If here we have some MFI or MFIs, banks or credit organizations, please support us. Let us be partners. And I think I'm ready to answer all of your questions, but let us partner and make our clients' life easier. Colleagues, do you have any questions? The most popular question. We want these people who are so-called helping, assisting to the person, to the borrowers for money. They do not do their work properly. That's why we make some platform for free. Ombudsman will join us, but some legislation will not let us for now. Maybe it will be changed tomorrow. I'm not telling about futures, but we are planning to unite ombudsmans on this website in the next year, who will be next year probably. So, question: how many thousands of borrowers which can participate in this platform? In my evaluation, calculations, more than 1 million people can apply to our services, but not all of them will take services because this platform only dedicates to the loans without some. And the most important thing is it should be working. Maybe today it will be million, tomorrow it will be more. So this platform dedicated to the loans without pledge. It's more social. Maybe someday it will be business for us, but for now it's free, it's not commercial. Maybe in the future, regulator will organize some platform for money, but I don't know. I cannot name it. My platform is social because we are financing it by ourselves, and we see that the problem is existing, and we should solve it, and we decided to solve it by ourselves. Maybe one day it will be some business model with some income, but I'm not sure. If there will be no income, okay, no matter. At least we did something good for the society. Thank you to all of you. If there is no any questions, we would like to thank to our Alexei Sidor, to our speaker. These initiatives and expertise helps to form a mature and very good ecosystem of our economy. Dear friends, so of course our forum is very fruitful. In a few minutes we will come back and continue. Dear friends, we are continuing our forums program. Our speaker knows which will be in the future his projects: unite technology, safety, and comfort. How to make biometrics in the financial market in the context of fraudulent attacks. Ilya Vlasov. Ilya Vlasov, we welcome you. So, the interesting case about biometrics in Kazakhstan financial market. Good morning, dear guests and participants of Fintech Summit. My name is Vlasov Ilya. Today I would like to present you some innovation which will make us solve two problems. First, the linking the documents to the user, and some fraud documents. Our company was formed in America in 2013. We are the leaders in the biometric verification. Our solutions are used by a lot of governmental organizations such as Ministry of Internal Affairs of USA, Parliament of Canada, and a lot of financial entities such as PayPal, New Bank, Wise. A lot of banks such as 14 out of 15 largest banks of Brazil, and also a lot of platforms from non-regulated spheres such as Tinder and other platforms. Our key product is technology of 3D and improving the liveness of the video. The key solution on the biometric market, we have our own technology to make a 3D model of the face. At that time, in order to make some 3D model of the face, you don't need some special equipment. You can do it with the help of a simple camera on your gadget, on your smartphone or webcam of on any gadget. With the help of this technology, we can uh, make some clear accessing and of the face, and it is and also we have some approval of the liveness of the video, that the user is alive, he is the live people, they are not some frauds who are showing some video, photo, or making some deep fakes. In, in order to prove our clearness and transparency of our platform, we have some special program to show how our safety control works. It's Poo Bounty program.
Может попытаться
Anyone can try to fraud our algorithm, but for successful trust we can really pay money. It's up to $600,000. And thanks for these initiatives, first of all, we showing that we are very confident in our mechanism of security. On the other hand, in the real lifetime, we are trying to deal with the frauds, to defend all of these attacks from different type of vectors and the actual threats like deepfakes, realistic masks, video in a high quality, and everything else. Our additional possibilities, besides biometric recognition, we can see the search of the doubling signatures and accounts. Also, it can recognize text, recognize the ages up to biometrics. And then we are talking about the theme of the every I would like to talk about you is the innovation we have right now. And first of all, we will take a look how right now we have this person identification. So first of all, there are two scenarios when a person, the customer user, does it offline or online remotely, and both of the scenarios have several risks. In both scenarios, there is a risk that the user might have fake IDs, fake documents, and there might be a human factor that operationists might not recognize that. And also in remote verification, there is a risk that there's going to be a loaded generated document, and that's what makes the person recognition is very difficult and risky, and it's very vulnerable. So that's why organizations looking for different solutions how they can solve this, and opportunities to get away from this risk. For example, one of the most significant thing was NFC chips. But unfortunately, NFC chips, most of them used to be in biometric passports and in IDs of some several countries, and other documents were not the same component. They didn't have it because the price of the NFC chips is pretty high, and to scan NFC chips you need additional equipment, and not everyone has it. And even if you have it on your smartphone, it's not working every time as we want it to work. And also it's not really stable. Like if you will damage it a little bit, it will not work. And for remote recognition and check of the documents, just because we have a lot of tools of the artificial intelligence, we are raising, we are growing, developing, of course there are a lot of risks from that. And at that time when the companies integrated all of these automatic tools to detect the fakes with artificial intelligence, the bad guys also use it with this progress, with the same tools to generate some kind of the documents, fake documents of course, and avoid all of these checks. And both of those two processes are going synchron, and all of these automatic tools are always getting in some kind of the endless competition, like a race. That's why the face tech we provide a very innovative decision, very innovative solution. So every document might be linked person's ID, his persona with this certain document at the same time to avoid all of this fraud tries and without additional extra value in price and some components we should use like equipment. And our innovative we call UR code, as you can see on the slide, is like a QR code, but at the same time they have the biometric in a very scripted format, and their weight is only 72 bytes. And in this code you can add the personal data of the holder of the document, like name, in everything else, or the mail. And both of these documents are protected by cryptographic signature for the safety. This component might be placed everywhere. It's like license, driver, passport, business card, student ID, any documents, literally. Absolutely different types of scenarios, endless. The creation of the QR code is pretty easy. Any organization that want to use this technology, having from us the component with the web interface and its development in the infrastructure of the company, and it's happening in a very closed environment for the safety of course. And you can choose from this web service the type of the document, the photography of the document. On the next stage we are entering the data which gonna be scripted in this UR code, like in mail, names, etc. Then you click generate, your code is generated, and now it's ready to put on any document whenever you need this. What's inside of your code? It's like a cryptographic signature, encrypted biometric data of the face, URL, identificator, protocol, like date of creation, and any other data. How we can check, identify person with the Euro code? How it's look like processually? Well, you need to scan it, then the face is getting scanned. After those, they go in the comparison, and this functional is available offline. And after that, there is a check of the person without necessity to send documents and personal data to the third parties. That's why we have this confidentiality. And this process might be scaled to any type of the processes and documents. And the most important thing, that the technology is safe. Biometric data is not getting used again. You cannot turn it to the image again. Even if the person will lose the document, nobody will use it. Without him, it will be impossible to rejuvenate this image. And if you need, you can delete this code on the side of the organization which released it. And also, it's also very free for the government organization, NGOs. And besides that, the situation when we are protecting the government documents, there are cases of using this technology in a commercial solutions. For example, delivery. Let's take a look on a video how it might be realized. So the person making an order online, for example, some kind of the expensive item, then the person going to check that it's alive with our component. You go there. After that, the check is done. Now is generated UR code. You can add it on a sticker for the delivery, for the box. Then the delivery is going. Okay. Courier scans what they have on the QR code, then scans the face of the user, and then if it works, he gonna deliver it to the person. So everything's simple, transparent, and very convenient and very safe. Let's go to the next slide. Also, this product might be used whenever you sell something. For example, tickets for events or traveling tickets. For example, to avoid the situation whenever somebody buys all of the tickets for some kind of the tickets and then we're selling it 10 times more. Let's take a look on the video. As in the previous video, the person makes a purchase of the ticket online. He does this. He does the check on the liveness. Okay. Then somebody prints the sticker with the QR code, and now you have a ticket. With this ticket, he's going to the organizers. He scans the UR code and the biometric, and then he goes, access granted. So here I can say that we have a lot of cases, a lot of them. You can check the website. The potential of this technology is very big. We have negotiations with a lot of organizations, including governments in USA, all around the world, and all of them providing some of the cases. And if you can check more about this product, you can go to our website, Fintech, UR codes, liveness, and get your information. So if you will have some questions you have right now, we can talk in the hall, or you can write me on a mail. You can photo it and write to me. Also, I have some kind of the materials I would like to give you to introduce our products. Thank you very much. Rahmet Ilya Mirza. Thank you very much, Ilya, for this presentation. We're asking you to stay here because we are having these events going.
Еще раз спасибо за выступление.
Қадірлі форумға қатысушылар, қадірлі жиналған қауым, біз ары қарай бүгінгі шарамызды жалғастырамыз.
Да, друзья, сегодня цифровая идентификация становится одним из краеугольных элементов доверия в финансовом секторе, когда скорость технологического прогресса растет вместе с количеством киберугроз. Именно биометрия становится линией обороны, соединяющей удобство клиентов и безопасность операции.
Бұл тақырып алаяқтық шабуылдардың күшейген уақыты және бүкіл қаржы жүйесінің тұрақтылық жағдайында ерекше өзекті болып отыр. Ендеше осы мәселені бірге талқылайық.
Итак, на сцену приглашаем нашего следующего спикера Айгерим Ермаханова, начальник управления развития цифровых сервисов акционерного общества «Национальная платежная корпорация» с докладом на тему «Биометрия на финансовом рынке в условиях мошеннических атак».
Our next theme, the biometry on the financial markets in the conditions of the frauds and threats. I'm so happy to see it on the second day of the summit. In general, yesterday and today, our vendors been talking about technologies we have, about their benefits and our further perspectives. And today I would like to talk with you about our experience of the NPC, how we're using all of these services for biometry on the financial markets and how we are trying to minimize the risk, the frauds and all of the attacks. I believe this theme is not new for you, but it's very actual because right now all of the players in the financial market are getting services for their customers more safe, and at the same time, whenever we are making these services remotely for the client, it's very important to create a stability, safety, and verify the person of the customer. And in Kazakhstan, as you know, we're using a lot biometric. Why? Why by face? Because we have some kind of the standard for the government, for all of the images. And the second moment is just because it's simple and convenient. Because here, to make an identification of his face, all he needs is to have a smartphone and internet. That's all. That's why in the beginning I would like to tell you about this procedure, so the biometric identification, without going deep to the technical details. Whenever you're getting some kind of a service in a banking mobile application, the first stage, the technology is checks a live person is not alive. Is there any possibility that maybe there's a mask or makeup or deep, deep fakes or something else? The second stage, when the solution is already understand that it's a human being, it's a live human being. The second one is the check of the image during this live check and with the ID, with the passport, for example. And it's very, very, very important to say that NPC is not developer of this solution. We have this multi-vendor approach, and we are providing the platform for the vendors of these biometric solutions. And considering that right now on the market there are a lot of tendencies of having these frauds and everything, and it's very important to make a safety and stability of the services, and we are providing a lot of attention for that because it's very important for us to keep our customers satisfied. And a couple of years ago, me myself, I've been a victim of these frauds, and I understand it. Couple of times it was very close to the age when it took me situation. What was going on? Okay, we cannot avoid this with the growth of the technologies, especially right now when we are having this AI developing every day, the switch of the video flow. And if we will take a look at the photo right now, we can see a live person here. At the same time, on another side, we have a deep fake. And even for yourself, just take a look at this slide and try to recognize which one of these people is alive and which one is fake. Is anyone in the audience who can make a bet, who can realize where a real person or where is deep fake? You can raise your hand. Okay, I see a couple of people. Okay, can you tell? The person on the left is alive. So the opinions is a little bit different. On the left, we have a deep fake. On right, we have a live person, and this is what's going on. This is what's going on, people. We can find the artificials of the deep fake, but whenever we are looking at the mobile phone, considering that we have different versions of the mobile phones, and for example, the camera might not be good, sometimes it's very hard to recognize where is the live person and where is the deep fake. So it's very important to rely on a system that it can distinguish where is deepfake and where is the real person. And also, I would like to say a little bit off top that right now we are providing services for identification, and we have free services. Here we have the comparison of the actual photographies in the government database, like multi-vendor approach. We have 9 vendors to provide it for us. We are providing authentication for key, and we do it by ourselves with our system, and the liveness check we doing by ourselves. And the second factor is SMS, one-time code, and the first service is the cloud service with the cloud ECP to sign all of the documents. And in NPC we have our own all created center. We created 2 projects, and now we're making third one. It's already functioning, and it's available for the physical customers and juridical customers. And for juridical customers, we are making it in this year, and all of the services available. And we would like to share with you a little bit of numbers. Right now we have 140 millions of the users every month, and every month we're having like more than 4 million identification. And if we take a look from the beginning of the system in 2020, right now we already have 12.5 millions of citizens using our system. And this is what I would like to tell you. We are developing our service, and next I would like to talk to you about the area interesting direction for us is the development of the biometric laboratory. As we are providing a platform for our vendors, we of course we would like to know, would like to be sure that it's safe and they can use it, it will be stable, and the market will move forward. So in the last year we already implemented the biometric laboratory, and right now on a video you can see what's going on in the laboratory, what kind of the process we have, and what kind of tests we have. And first of all, it's photo matching, the test of the biometric solutions. We're using it on a data set on our Kazakhstani faces, so it's very stable. And the second direction is the test on the fan from the 2D attacks. And that's why we're imitating 2D attacks. We're using different services, photo images, to videos on the planchets, and we try to break all of our vendors. Now also we have 3D attacks, which is with some additional mask. For example, we try to do this, solve this, and all of our biometric decisions were really work on a deepfake as well. You can see that we made a mask on our employee, and now it's going as a Keanu Reeves through some services, which is weird. And what I would like to tell you that in general, as we are providing this service on the market, on practice, we are dealing with different cases, from the simple and primitive attacks and to very extremely complicated and talented ones. For example, deepfake, it's a real threat. And on the previous slides, you could see that real cases, you could see it. We believe that it's a very important direction, especially in the modern era, because we are regularly test in this direction, and we are oriented on the international experience and brainstorming a lot inside of our team, and we are testing different hypotheses. And here, in the end of my presentation, I would like to accent your attention of our participants on the importance. If we're talking about biometric by face, we would like to highlight that when working with the vendors of the biometric solutions, find the solution that might defend you from different type of attacks, make tests on your own level, and then, of course, we will not go away, because biometric is not absolute guarantee. We cannot guarantee you 100% of defense of all attacks, but there is always an opportunity or possibility that there might be a fraud. There might be a fraud. I will not take a stop over here, because in every organization we use all of these biometric solutions. In any case, there's going to be some kind of the complex solution. We are not doubting it. We believe in you. But at the same time, we are recommending to you to integrate with National Anti-Fraud Center with the TAID. We made this integration with the anti-fraud session, and right now, besides we are checking the person, the IDs, we also can compare with the list of the potential fraud makers and some different victims. It will be useful for the participants of the financial market, and of course it's going to be profitable to the ending client. And of course we need to raise up the financial literacy of the population, and there are going to be different scenarios of the frauds. In general, this is all that I would like to tell you. If someone interested, we can show you, demonstrate you how deepfakes work and how we are defending you from that. If you're interested, please take a look at our corner. We have this activity, and we would like to tell you more about our services. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Have a nice, productive day. You too.
Айгерим Ермаханова. Благодарим Айгерим Ермаханову за содержательное и актуальное выступление.
Айгерим Yermakhanova, Head of the Digital Services Development Department of JSC National Payment Corporation. Biometric technology are becoming the very important part of our life and helps to form secure environment of our life. Dear participants, let us continue our panel session. We are discussing financial issues, and we are sure that the next speakers will be very interesting. In a few minutes, we will continue our forum. We will discuss the very important themes together later on. Dear participants, we will continue our forum. Dear friends, we are moving to another panel session dedicated to the theme where we always should tell on it. Today, all the financial entities keeping millions of data, millions of information about clients, and the trust into the economic entities is very important. We will discuss it on this session. Leading expert will discuss on how cybersecurity in the era of global digital transformation will help us to persuade it to prevent some cyber attack. Okay, let us invite moderator Evgeny Pitolin, co-chairman of the CASTEC Alliance Information Security Committee. Participants: Murzalin Yerzhan, Director of the Security Department of the National Bank of the Republic of Kazakhstan. Roman Perminov, Director of the Department of Information and Cybersecurity of the Agency of the Republic of Kazakhstan for Regulation and Development of the Financial Market. Anwarbekova Linara, Chairman of the Board of the State Credit Bureau.
Заместитель председателя Комитета по информационной безопасности Министерства искусственного интеллекта и цифрового развития Республики Казахстан.
Tajbekov Iskander, and the next participant Lyubekov Kanish, Managing Director for Information Security of GSC, National Information Technologies, and Deputy of the Majlis of Parliament of Kazakhstan, Sushlyeva Ekaterina Vasilievna. So let us continue our panel session. So, dear friends, it's 12 o'clock. We can tell you good day, dear guests, dear participants. We have something that unites all of us to the passion which I have moderated at 10 a.m. It's my wish you to applause very actively in order our participants to feel that you were waiting for our panel session, and also you're ready to have some knowledge, to share some knowledge and experience with us. Sometimes some events are conducted not to talk about with each other, but to talk about us, to talk about all the participants. You made a lot of work, so dear Miss Ekaterina Vasilievna, she has come from Majlis, where on the first reading was presented new law project. Are we expecting something new, something good, or something interesting as a law project of cybersecurity, where we were trying again and again to make some additions? Thank you, Evgeny. Good afternoon, dear participants. Evgeny started so actively, so cheerfully, so I felt some New Year's mood. This is just a joke, colleagues. Honestly say, nowadays we are in the some swirling active time because we have some law project which will be the leading law. It will be digital code of Republic of Kazakhstan, and the main goal of this document is not to punish someone, not to make some limitations, but this digital document a little bit different than others, because previously we were only adding to some already consisting laws, and we were trying to develop some digital environment. But now we are doing initially new law project. We are not adding to consistent laws, and now we are building some digital environment as a house. And nowadays, in this digital world of Kazakhstan, we have a lot of citizens. You see some biometric issues and other sessions you were seeing today later on, but still we have a lot of parties who are interested in this digital sphere, digital environment, which was prepared by our law project. And all this relationship between participant of this digital environment should be legally controlled. It should be legally regulated. And also we were developing some methods to control cybersecurity, digital relationship. Of course, digital code is strengthen the issue of online identification of the citizens, and that's the one of the ways to protect cybersecurity. Also, there are a lot of types to protect, a lot of types to authenticate the citizen. The code makes some base for a lot of laws. On cybersecurity, we have some on a framework regime, some part of this code dedicated to cybersecurity. Of course, together with the cybersecurity will be regulated by the digital code, because previously we were regulated by the law of digital government. Now, with the task of president, this will be initially a new law which will regulate all the issues. And of course, from the scratch, we will be very carefully form it and very carefully persuade it. And all of us, all of the players wanted to have this kind of law, and of course, it gives us a lot of opportunities. And I think after me there will be also speakers who will also open these questions. It will be discussed this question. Now I will not take a lot of your time. Thank you. Thank you, Ekaterina. You said, according to your experience, there are practical experience, and we were discussing with some banks. We have a lot of issues to discuss, but what were the places where you will help us in any way, or where you will limit our activity? As a regulator, we are now investigating on what's going on on our inner market. Of course, AI is a good instrument, it's a good tool to boost up, to develop our positions in different dimensions in data management. That's why we are actively evaluating, investigating how AI is used, how AI is managed. And of course, on these models, we will prepare some solutions that will help us to regulate as a government. Nowadays, our main goal is to manage some cybersecurity protection. It's not easy goal, not only this, but not only in economy, but in all spheres, in all dimensions where AI will be used. Okay, if we want to make business life easier, we should make some access to the data. So, Kanush Ganesh, the question is to you. Do you have any project which is linked to AI on the platform or the platform which is formed on AI, and maybe you have some ready platforms? Nowadays, we have a lot of work to do, and we are actively working on it because it is the worldwide trend. And of course, everyone knows that we are strengthening this sphere on a local scale, where we developing in machine learning and also to our employees to make their work easier and to raise the KPI. I cannot tell everything honestly. For example, you have special technology to obtain answer for the applications, because AI is helping us to evaluate, to read all the applications from the users. And of course, we believe that the applications will be investigated. Yeah, we would like to know some details. Maybe after discussion, we'll have some discussion. So a lot of knowledge makes a lot of problem. A lot of data, big data makes big problems. So Elinara, Miss Linara, you are the manager of a big company, and of course, big data, big problems. And where is the border where the overprotecting, over controlling, or over management ends and starts some simple cybersecurity standards? Good afternoon. I would like to thank Evgeny, and I would like to congratulate all my colleagues with the finances. What can I say? It's very simple, but at the same way, it's very hard to understand. So the security should be transparent, but not stalkering. Security should be easy, but at the same way, it should be on control every day. Please, when we are talking about people who are working with big data, who are responsible for keeping this data, for managing, sorting this data, that's why from we should transform from this light feeling of fear to the responsibility, because we should be responsible, we should be able to manage them well. Okay, good answer, thank you. It's clear that banks had some different transformation eras. In some banks, we see that there was some starting point, and now we see the second stages of soft. Top three of the risks for banks, for top three new risks for banks and financial institutes, second tier banks, maybe for their partners. Thank you for your question. First of all, I'd like to greet everyone and to congratulate you with Finances Day. This is very, very good and traditional holiday. And we will also wait for Fintech Summit every day. It's very good, big pleasure to participate our Fintech Yeah, of course, it's a trend technology, AI, and it's on the same level with other technology. It was before, and it will be in the future. And using the technology on some fraudulent goals will be, of course, not right. And when we are talking about top three new risk, then I can count the first as a neural networks, which will make a lot of fraudulent makes, which with the help of which we can do fraudulent things. The second is using technology on some bad goals, and it will help fraudsters to find out passwords, to generate passwords, to make some programs to make someone's life harder. Uh, as of course, there is a risk, compromission and manipulation of the data, and these big data libraries will be used only some other technology goals. Of course, there are also always another risks as in disinformation, or when we use deepfake or other changing of voice, of face. And there are also risk is ecological risk when we are talking, because when we are talking about technology, we need a lot of energy to consume, and we hire a lot of employees. And from the point of view of cyber security, of course, it is enlightening some work of fraudsters, of malicious individuals, manipulations, that information. I've heard somewhere that the main anti-beneficiaries are the polar bears and penguins, because when we are building data centers, their polar uh, place is melting. I cannot tell you that all of these processes start just from implementation of law project laws and ends with the building data centers and working on cybersecurity. It's of course better to be able to do something, to be able to be responsible for something. Ержан Жамбатыш, do you have any idea, when the AI gives us every day some new knowledge, where should we hire, find new employees? Who will be responsible? Who will be the professor, teacher who will teach our new generation, our new employees? Eugenie, good afternoon. Would like to thank everyone for finding time to come here. I would like to congratulate you with the Finances Day. Thank you for the question. One of the key in the cybersecurity key question, the work on the preparation of the new employees, of the new specialists, is ongoing at the level of government and at the level of Fintech. We are working on a new technology and using this technology and educating them. And of course, this technology have a lot of power to change, to cover, to protect from attacks, to the deep fakes, audio visualization, and so on and so on. Current video applications formed by our management, by deputies. Of course, preparing specialists and the level of the cybersecurity specialist is becoming higher and higher, more strategic. Despite the fact of the development, they should be in front of the technological development. They should be in front of the fraudsters. They should think in like more wisely. Yeah, the word timely is a very important because mostly we are as a market we are working on something after the problem has occurred, but the, the main my wish is to make some predictive solutions to solve some problems before it become a problems. Okay, and I would like to talk about the people. Lenara, what do you think? In your organization, you have a lot of data about people, about the people who has a very poor financial literacy. So the credit history sometimes have issues with it. Cybersecurity have the same issue. If any people are being threatened by fraudsters, they are in this basis. What, in your opinion, what helps people to know about some fraudsters? What will help people to get away with fraudsters? Because still, yeah, a lot of companies have open websites, have their call centers, a lot of information everywhere in social media are gone, but still our people are the becoming the
Что раньше, когда, вот, допустим, возьмем 2007, 2010, вот, когда выдавали кредиты, все считали, что это ответственность
becoming the
банка,
fraudsters'
уверили тебя о том, что я вышла на просрочку,
crimes
я
goal.
платеж у меня уменьшился,
Yeah,
или что-то
yeah.
произошло.
Previously, we thought that from bank there should be some calls from the credit organizations, and we thought that it's not our responsibility. It's the responsibility. It's not the responsibility of borrower. It's the responsibility of the lender. But when the loan portfolio, problematic loan portfolio, become format, then we understand that there can be some basis where you will be in a blacklist. And of course, for nowadays, we see that we should think about ourselves. We should analyze the history, analyze what we have done, analyze the data, which will be seen on the credit history, on the e-governmental website, on the there will be some assistant on credit history where all the people can see their loan history. No one is responsible for example, for your loan history.
Хочу сказать, что мы точно такой же год строим
We made the same thing for the legal entities.
любое юридическое лицо может также информацию в актуальном режиме проанализировать ее и
So individuals and legal entities are responsible for their loan history. Don't wait for the miracle. Please be responsible for your life. You asked what prevent us from the cybersecurity protection. Of course, we have the cybersecurity employees, but I always ask people to be very careful about the information that they have on the basis when someone is calling you with video calls, with audio calls. Please check twice, check 3 times if it is really from the bank, because still people are believing to the advertisement, believing that this call is coming from the bank, and they are still naive. They still don't think that someone will be responsible for them, and always people think that if it's advertisement, then it's true, and they think the government should control it. I should just believe. But we should be at the maximum controlling
Не
mode.
сказала о режиме максимальной паранойи. Я сказала о том, что нужно быть внимательнее
We should be
к
more
тому,
careful.
как вы отвечаете, как вы смотрите, как вы анализируете. Ну, то есть не будет такого, что кто-то придет и
There will be no one who will come to your house and say, "Don't answer this question. Don't answer this call. These are fraudsters." I would like to again tell you, uh, government is knows where are you, what are you doing, what are you doing. But if the government wants to ask you something, the government itself know where are you, what are you doing, what your purposes. That's why no need for government to call you to ask where are you or something. It means that it is fraudster. That's why it's better not to answer the numbers of the on your phone when you don't know the number, but it's not saved. So we have some programs on e-governmental website. We have Citizen, Madguard, Citizen site. What else can government make? Some measures to make to protect citizens, or should we just support development of business? So about the last your words that government always knows where you what you are doing. I would like to tell you, don't answer to the anonymous calls and didn't saved calls. If someone is calling you, please block it and try to write him, ask, maybe it's the courier, maybe it's the I don't know, take out food. Of course, government is actively popularizing some cyber hygiene idea, because really we need because really all the instruments tools should be done in this way, that people will not understand what's going on, and this two-factor authentication, for example. We don't want people to be afraid, but be careful, okay? The government is trying to give you some security, but still we cannot be responsible for your calls, for your sharing passwords, and so on and so on. But still, the second factor is sometimes our malicious individuals are cracking these systems. That's why we should teach our people to show what type of knowledge should we know. I have a lot of colleagues from Ministry of Internal Affairs, and they are in their status gives information what should we do or what shouldn't do. Okay, this is informing is very useful. everyone in his environment should like form some informational environment. Some of our citizens they select not to interlocate with the technologies, and some banks give some uh, choice, but it means when you don't want to use anti-fraud system, then you will not use our application.
So will we see in the nearest future, in 5 years, will we have this right for the digital nihilism, or all of us will be calculated, estimated, and the button phones will never be sold again? Do you want to hear the truth or the politically correct answer? I already know at least 5 persons who want to hear a lie, but maybe the rest won't have a truth. But at the same time, we still have an opportunity to lie to ourselves. But yeah, of course, I'm just joking. But the question is more philosophical. It's not about the legal. It's not about technology. It's well, as a digital optimist, I understand. Okay. Recently, I'm not a digital optimist, but on a real note, if we will talk about the technological environment, the right answer is going to be that digital environment is going to win. Want we this or we don't want this, but it's going to win. So yeah, this new environment, all of these citizen and legal relationships, it's beating physics, it's beating analog world, and now it's faster, it's more safe, and it's already on a very good soil. And all of these technologies right now, if you will take around about yourself, so do we have people who are living in big houses, like in living blocks? Yeah, not everyone has own villas. Okay, so the financial department is here. So yeah, I'm joking again, but we own a fintech summit, so everybody already has money to have a house on Mars. Okay, we're joking again. For example, we are going to your home, you're watching the chat, and you're active, right? So couple of you are active, and probably the others are inactive. So one of those two people is the board member, and the second one is the husband of the board member. And this is house everywhere, everywhere. This is the global degradation what we have. So we don't have this willing to say what we desire, and all of this click service, all of this what we have, because we don't have to think about it anymore. So this is how it works actually. So all of us are very literate people. But at the same time, all of these clicking services, all of these fast services is a very comfortable life, and it's really destroys us, and we are getting degraded from day to day. And there are a couple of paranoids who want to fight this. Some people who are into the cybersecurity, we understand what is going to lead, and we understand that this demand and request are matching right now, and it's going to take something for us. So the things that Evgeny told us about, it's a little bit different. Like, is we really going to go there and leave the choice to the person? Because right now, economically, all of the markets right now, they are dictated by demand, by market conditions. But if it will not be profitable for some of the people, the bank will not, for example, provide you a leasing or credit. If some of the home offices in your favorite town will not be profitable, the bank will close it, right? So we should also take into consideration and make a market-based decisions. And we have to understand that the economy will pressure all of these decisions, and we will have to think and rethink how we're going to calculate it And probably one day we will like to go back to this analog environment, but it's gonna be empty because we're gonna kill it. So that's why it's most likely this type of environment will be supported artificially. And as a regulator and from the point of view of our constitution and legal, is going to be supported artificially because this is the right of choice of the person. Right now we still have a lot of generation who who needs this analog world. Some people don't have opportunity to have this gadget, expensive devices and everything, and they're okay with that. They want to live in that world. Whenever it's going to be changed, I think it's done. Whenever everything's going to be AOT, internet based, online, and it's going to be the things that Eugene told us about. We're going to be nihilists, and whenever some of them will take a wheel, but will not have opportunity to do this, and it's going to be just a group of people. So I believe that one day it will not be available to push this rule because the critical mass is growing. And I think, do we have legal people here from legislation, lawyers? Yeah, okay. We just check them, and they are not here anymore. Okay, people. Right now you have a very good topic, and you all can grow on that because in the future is going to be a ring, the public ring, on a fight for the basic rights of the people, for the basic rights of the humans. So sorry for being long, sorry for not speaking it shortly, but yeah, if we will have a summary, yes, it's going to be supported, it's going to be saved by the powers of different groups. First of all, from the people who cannot this do, and for people who don't want to do this. Okay, thank you very much. Raman and Kanish, we have one question for both of you. According to the artificial intelligence that fraud people already using better than us, do you see any new vector of the attacks on the banks, on the platforms of the governments? Do you see any additional threats or attacks that absolutely obvious that artificial intelligence is in the base of that? Do you see it? Roman, let's take a start from you. Okay, well, historically, if we will take a look at that artificial intelligence was a mimicking of the human intellect. So it was a part with the wheel to delegate a human's brain all of these tasks and to make it possible that it will think like a person. So basically, all of the actions that made by artificial intelligence they are mimicking on the actions of the human beings. So I cannot say that both this or that attack was generated by AI. I cannot say that because it was generated by humans, right? So probably in the future that the most ideal attack was made by artificial intelligence. So the task was to fight with the evil, not join it. So if we will speak about the cases that we are witnessing right now, and what we have right now, it's attacks, DDoS attacks, brute force, exploitation of the weaknesses, and to understand what kind of these attacks was made with the AI, we can only make under investigation, and it's not a big chance to do so because artificial intelligence is a technology, is a supporter, helper for the bad people, and how it was used we cannot understand in which size of the possibilities. So everything we can learn that attack was made and attack was defended, and this is the most important thing. But who made this and how it was made? Yeah, it's probably interesting, but it's not our business. We are here to defend you. So we need some kind of the warning message. Yeah, it's a possibility, but artificial intelligence is more about mimicking the human brain. Ramon, I also know that this is the second time during the discussion you've been making this, like in a cartoon movie, because the most important is the tale. And I really like how you say this. Kanish, what you will say about? Right now, I'm thinking about this fantasy movies when the robots will take over. Right now, it's like a documentology. It feels like it's not far away from our days right now. Maybe it's not just fantasies, and we should keep up with technologies. And the last step should be after the humanity. Yeah, it will be interesting to hear the Skynet right now. Is he getting that? Yerjan, what do you think about it? Regulator should continue to develop this type of work for making literacy, financial literacy among population, and help with this support, perform as a ideal inspirational role. Do you think that in AI you should continue this work, or maybe you should give it away to some focused organizations? I feel that this work should be made continuously, especially considering how this technology has made in all of these defense bases with artificial intelligence. It's very important to make this work. The cyber GGN, cyber culture, it's a basement, it's a fundament that all of the humans should know. It just should be as simple as we are washing our face in the morning. It will be the same for the cyber GGN. You know, our colleagues already told how you should respond the calls. You shouldn't give away any of your data. For example, when we had this ECP and some people were ready to give it away on a flash card with the password without understanding that it's supposed to be for persons usage only. So it shouldn't be public. And some people were really giving passwords for their banking cards, and now we are fighting with that because a lot of frauds based on these simple actions. And right now, as a national bank, we are already making this work from day to day for our colleagues to population with SFRR. We're always making tasks, we're always making messages, and with the simple words, we're just explaining why we need cyber security, how it works, and how it's gonna help you. Because right now in a private conversation I already told you about digital signature and all of these rules and legislation, all of these elements of the security, two-factor authentication, like everything, we need this. We just don't use it by our will. We need it. And we cannot see our future, our life without the mobile phone. And some of the people from the new generation, if they will lost or they will get rid of the phone, they feel depressed like the life is over. So the cyber GGN is very important. And it's more just a culture. Yeah, I started to think about it, that we need someone from the electronic government, from the e-gov, because it will be a better discussion if they have. But right now, here we have all of the people who getting all of the information about you. And on the first floor, there are also people from the financial sector who knows all of the information about you. So if some of you, for example, will plan a threat against humanity, at least this panel session will be in a danger. Okay, at least we are in a safety role. I just joking just to make you a little bit more energetic because I can see you already sad. I don't know why. And I have a little bit of question on behalf of our past. We have two types of construction in fight with the fraud people. So the first one is always increasing that technological improvement. And what we're going to do is we do two, they do four, and the never-ending race. The second one is the stipulation of the atoms, and whenever will be get tired to invest in this technology, and we are going in a double treats, in a good regulation, the justifiable punishment with right investigation on all of these things. So I would like to ask this final question for all of you guys, what is more effective in the context of everything we discussed in the next 10 years? Technological race or atomic preservers? So it was unpredictable, yeah? Yeah, Eugene. Eugene, you always have this different type of prelude for the question, and then the question is different. So whenever we plan to answer your question, there's always different. But thank you, we love it in you. Yeah, but speaking about this question, if we will live in an ideal world, of course, saving and perceiving it will be a more correct decision, more rational. But nowadays, in the digital era, in the digital environment, we shouldn't have illusions that it's gonna work. Nobody wants to perceive this. Take a look at international acts. It's just a declarative literature arts, type of arts. So the Ministry of War was in one country. So like there is a ministers of the artificial intelligence. It's all media stories, I believe. But the most important is no one from the jurisdictions wants to limit themselves. They don't want to deny themselves on any points. So the digitals is always be there until we will have the first cataclysm, first catastrophe. Because right here, right now, business wants some actions and effectiveness. And sometimes we see that it's more ego-based because digital world is about victories, right? It's a cool, and because of the someone's ambitions, we might lose our dignity and our right to choose. So we need to make the right actions, to make it right, to make it balance it. And in digital world, it's actually getting balanced, but in other way. It's not linked to the government. Sometimes it might be made by the platform. Sometimes it might be made by the person who was a user or with some professionals who did this. And of course, the role of the government. So whenever we will share these responsibilities between us, then we will be able to make the system of the balance. On the international market, I believe it wouldn't be very fast case. It might change. So yeah, let's do this. Okay, vendors, you can take a breath right now. It's getting better. Iskander, your opinion? I would like to say something about artificial intelligence, the name. We're talking about this right now. Artificial intelligence, AI, we're talking about this in one person. But I think the right one is a plural. Artificial intellects. There are a lot of them. There are plenty of them. And until we are speaking about artificial intelligence, we're going to speak about it. But whenever it's going to be the common thing, the united one, there's going to be a problem. So you're almost reciting a Pushkin. It's our motherfucker. Okay, I believe it's a good strategy. I like that. This new formula of the technological race is to form our own artificial intelligence, which might be a threat for all of these deep states. Yeah, it might be alone, but it will be against everyone. So the Iskander is speaking about something else, and I like this idea. Kanish, can you tell us? Well, I believe the balance should be everywhere. Then we're gonna have results, because if everyone is for the fast victories and going separately, independently, he's gonna hide something. But if we will go not by ourselves, but altogether, we will not lose time on the similar tasks, and we're gonna have transparency. This is what we want. Well, as a security guy, we have a slogan. Well, not kind of slogans, kind of a credo. We speaking with our IT people that everything that's convenient is not always security. All everything safe is absolutely inconvenient. and our panel is cybersecurity, and here I would say like about anti-actions, because every technology might be used for bad, for evil, and this type of the technology as AI is a very, very, very powerful tool, and it should be complex solution. Okay, we have a party of the hoax right now. It's a very conscious choice. We are happy for that. Thank you, Yerjan. Well, I think this is the race of the armor or support. Like we need both of them actually, and we need a balance, and we need to form this type of conditions when the bad people, for bad people, it will be very expensive to do these attacks. For example, like the work we do in a legal area, in general actions and regulations, it should be a synergy when we have this race of arms, but at the same time the support. And okay, two people who are extremely neutral, balancers. And Lenaro, what you gonna say? Let's find a vector. Let's find a vector. Who's gonna be demon? Like we actually have this board of directors actually. People who make evil or good. So, Lenara, who you picking with? The party of the war or peace? Sorry, people. I'm just want to joke because it's a little bit sad over here. Well, if we're speaking about technological improvement, we shouldn't forget that the percentage of investment in the architecture and infrastructure is not enough. It's not enough. We understand. It's like probably 3 or 4% of EKT. On a standard on our markets is 15-20%. So for the technological improvement, the burst, we need a lot of things to do actually. And when you ask this question, I was thinking about this comparison that you didn't add in your list one more option, that whenever we will have, we'll see a threat, and we will think about artificial intelligence made this for us, or we should take a help from another AI and to make sure that these threats will be solved, and then preventively make this work. So you're talking about new extra generator who will be above everyone. Yeah, that's right. When you don't rule the situation rules you. So you have to manage it. I think we have a very good board of directors, and I would like to finish it with a quote of the Sun Tzu: "Don't start the war which you will never win." So, as Philip Kirkorov said, "When stars, you should be prepared." And for fraud people, it always should be like that. And I wish to everyone that we should be prepared, technological and psychologically well balanced, stress defended, and this is a very important thing. In the context of the business audience, we will take a look how the people will do this. So I want to wish you all of this mental health and all of these attacks. So I really like the position of the Roman who speaks about wings. Nah, it's not, doesn't matter. The most important is tail. And this is what we would like to understand, where we spoil the time. Please take a round of applause for our speakers. They give away everything valuable what we have, and right now we have a photo. Please welcome to the center.
Келіп жатыр. Мы выражаем благодарность Евгению Питолину и всем участникам дискуссии.
Қадірлі форумға қатысушылар, біз іс-шарамызды әрі қарай жалғастырамыз. Жалпы Киберқауіпсіздік туралы әңгіме әрқашанда өзекті, әрқашанда қызықты тақырыптың бірі, өйткені бұл тақырып болашақтың тақырыбы, ал болашақ қашанда маңызға ие. Жалпы цифрлық инновацияларды қорғау, сенім және жауапкершілік қашанда басты орында өзекті мәселе болып қала бермек.
At any time, cybersecurity, cyber hygiene will be very important part of our life.
Біздің құрметті
Let us applause to our dear speakers. Please take your seat. In a few minutes, we will continue our Central Asia Fintech Summit. Dear ladies and gentlemen, we continue our forum. Dear participants, the next speech sounds like a saying, how to protect artificial intelligence from natural intelligence. We're talking about some security from AI, but we didn't discuss the issue security from the human mistakes. What can we do and how can we solve it? Let's discuss it together. We welcome Alexander Baitov, Tech company. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alexander Baitov. It's not easy to present in 10 minutes before lunch, but still, I'll try to be in time. We have discussed a lot about AI, about some importance. Let us tell me, please, who uses AI in their companies? Good. Maybe someone uses at home. Maybe you have some AI applications. So let us evaluate what's going on in our country. So it's a very, very popular theme. It's very, very interesting theme. So we have a supercomputer in our Kazakhstan in order to make our LLM models. It's a very good step of our country. It was opened, it was initiated. Samruk Kazana works very well. Samruk Kazana is the first company who implemented AI directly to the board of directors. We hope that our AI will grow his career. I'm not sure if it was said on the plenary session that Parliament of Republic of Kazakhstan presented the law project of digital code on using AI. It's a very important step because before using any technology, any good tool that gives you a lot of opportunities, we should always know what to do and what we shouldn't do. In this regard, Kazakhstan now is the first top 10 countries in using AI because we have legislation, the digital legislation. and it will help us to make some regulatory rules. Of course, banks are working very well. Our fintech is working very well. Oh, they are using something new, they are developing something new. When you are investigating some systems of the banks, you understand that its format is produced by an AI. And you see that the services is provided quicker, is provided more optional, it's very comfortable. Sometimes system just present you something, just give you some opportunities, and you, of course, buy it with the help of AI. You buy it at home, and goods comes to your home. Yet this all ability of technology, AI, so our minds, humans' mind, intelligence of people are in constantly continuing to crack the security of AI. Nowadays, there are a lot of AI applications. It's planned to have 12,000, around 12,000 applications on AI systems up to 2030, which will help you to circulate letters, to buy something, to make some payments, to call someone, to write letters, SMS, and so on and so on. Maybe making some reports. Yeah. But of course, as it was said, we should be very careful not to spread out all the information to the internet. It seems like AI is guilty in spreading all the information through the internet, because we shouldn't embed some information which we need to keep in secret, to keep in blocked bases. When you are downloading ChatGPT application, please be sure that it's ChatGPT application, because it can have an icon as an ChatGPT's icon. It will look similar, but it's very, very interesting. We cannot always control, is everything okay, is this ChatGPT from OpenAI or from darknet, and what information, what data goes to this application. A lot of us are using video calls application, Zoom, CRM, Google Meets, and of course every CAS models tries to use their own video call tools. And have you seen that when you are making some video calls, they can record this video call, they can record the words which was spoken, all the conversation will be. And if this information, if this recording will go not only to your colleague but to the whole internet, technically IT subdivisions cannot see it without any special tools. And of course, a subdivision of eBay will not see it, but everyone will hope that on these calls and such calls will not be said something confidential. So the question arises, the process or technology? Of course, we can make some strong limitations, some strict limitations, or to buy something expensive and be safe at that time and do nothing. But these solutions are not working These solutions will not help you, will not succeed you to speed, succeed you to successful way. This symbiosis will be, should be mutual. I am the technology person, that's why I'd like to tell about it.
когда они будут у вас в компании, да, если вы такие приобретете. Точнее, не если, а когда, опять же, правильный момент.
When should we
Так вот,
start our
технологии искусственного
technology?
интеллекта должны, защита искусственного интеллекта должны уметь видеть все
Protection of AI,
приложения, которые
so
вы используете в компании.
you should
Это очень
always
важно.
see all AI
Видеть,
applications.
сколько приложений вы
Do you see
используете,
how many AI
понимать, что вы
applications do you
используете,
see? You should see
понимать,
it, you
что
should
эти
understand
приложения,
what are you
соответственно,
using,
применение как
what
раз,
is
да,
this application is for.
про все приложения, которые появляются на рынке. Вот. Это важно. Шаг
This is very
второй.
important. The
Классификация,
second,
контроль доступа к приложениям. Кто имеет доступ к
always
тому или иному приложению искусственного интеллекта внутри
check
компании?
who has an
Какого
access
уровня
for
этого
this
доступа? Он может
application.
всегда отдавать всю
What is
информацию,
the level of
которая
this
доступна
access?
конкретной части.
Maybe he can
Для
see
чего он
only
использует это
some
приложение?
part of
То
it,
есть
or
полное
he can
понимание,
see
контроль
everything. So you should
доступа к тем
understand
или
the
иным
access and
приложениям.
control of
Чтобы
these
посторонние люди
applications.
не пользовались и чтобы
Know
ваши
the,
сотрудники
some
тоже
strangers
понимали,
to
что вы
use your
туда отдаете.
applications to see your data,
Контроль доступа к данным.
and
Это не
the
менее важная
control of
история.
access to
Пожалуй,
the
даже
data.
и более важно, потому что как раз именно когда нет контроля
Because
доступа к
if
данным,
there is no
непонятно, во-первых,
control
когда приложение
access to the
искусственного
data,
интеллекта
then
может получать
AI
доступ по
can
нашим корпоративным данным,
take
которые
some
для нас важны, они закрыты просто.
access to data,
И также не
whether
всегда
it should
понятно, а
be
что мы да, написали да, в
closed.
чат GPT, кроме
And it's
того,
not
что
clear
мы там
how many
переписали. Он
scripts
составил какое-то письмо.
did we
Может
write
быть,
to the chat GPT.
мы отдали туда какую-то информацию в плане там,
Maybe
нашей
we
кредитной карты, да, то есть номер
gave them
карты,
some information like number of our credit card or some code or some
Что
passwords.
с этим будете делать, со схемой искусственного интеллекта, если она не принадлежит нашей компании?
If
а вот она
this
имеет
AI
отношение
and
к российской
OpenAI
компании?
is not referred to any Kazakhstani company, it means they can use this data as much as they can, as they want, and it will lead to some negative
Шаг четвертый, контроль безопасности. Тоже очень
conclusions.
важная вещь. Опять же,
Therefore,
когда
control of security when we download some cloud systems like Zoom or Microsoft.
какие есть несанкционированные там
What is the
называемые или агенты и уже в нашей системе
unsanctioned AI bots?
скачать по незнанию.
Because some of the users can download it and even didn't know it. It's very important that our security system will be able to control it, to check it, and be able to see it. And of course, you should be on a consistent monitoring of the risk. This is the process of protecting of international digital security.
В самом тайминге, да? То есть нет такого, что мы
It is
сейчас
not on timing.
что-то сделаем, вот это будет безопасно,
It can be done parallelly. Okay?
Понятно, этот процесс он должен быть постоянным.
This process should be done constantly on a constant basis.
Риск тоже должен быть постоянным. Ну, это мы все проговорили, то, что касалось,
So
скажем
this
так,
is
публичного
clear.
искусственного
This is
интеллекта,
clear
как я
about
их называю,
public
всякие
AI,
чат-GPT, Gemini и прочее. Это то, что
about
мы
ChatGPT AI,
то, что мы
Gemini,
скачиваем, используем, кому-то мы платим
the
деньги.
downloading and paying for these commercial licenses. So what about our
Моделями, которые мы будем делать
LLM models, which we will do on the basis of
суперкомпьютера, который сейчас уже установили. И здесь ведь тоже
our computer, and the safety is important here too.
почему она важна?
Why it's very important.
Можете отфотографировать.
You can take a photo of it, okay? In order your safety, employees will understand.
И здесь перечислены вот первые 5, и сейчас на следующей картинке будут еще 5. То есть то, что нам казалось там где-то на уровне фантастики, мы пока смотрели на искусственный интеллект.
When we were wondering about AI assistant as a cool assistant, cyber
На момент, через который можно получить доступ к данным.
cyber
Момент, через который можно
fraud
влиять на работу
were looking at us.
Вот вторая пятерка игроков на льду.
This is the second five type of risks to the LLM systems.
Именно LLM-модели, они очень серьезные и они на самом деле очень опасны. Если мы
This is very
не
serious.
возможности, скажем, мониторить, контролировать эти вещи,
If you are not able to
это
monitor,
защищаться,
manage or
вряд ли
block them,
получится
it means
наши
that
системы внедрять наши LLM-модели,
our AI, our LLM models will be working
защищенными и суперэффективными.
and will be protected. The technology for supporting and LLM models,
В этом проблема
it should be on this
я расскажу на словах вкратце, чтобы было понимание,
paper.
о чем идет речь. Возможно, вы слышали на этой начале
Maybe you have
недели,
heard
в конце прошлой недели,
on
что
the end of this
был
week,
визит нашего президента в
our
Соединенные
president
Штаты Америки,
visited USA
делегация от нас
with a
приехала,
delegation.
мы встретились,
They
договорились
met,
о многих вещах в плане
they had
партнерства,
some
о многих вещах в плане
agreement on
сотрудничества.
partnership,
И очень важный момент.
and very
Вы
important
знаете, что на рынке
moment.
Казахстана присутствует большое
You know that
количество
on
различных
the market of Kazakhstan there are a lot of IT companies.
Все приходят, все
All of
продают,
them
классика,
are
только
trying to sell very good goods.
И вот на этой встрече была только одна
This
компания,
meeting,
которая
there
наше
was
Министерство искусственного
one company
подписало
with
меморандум,
whom our Ministry of Digital
благодаря как раз
Development,
технологиям
some agreement, with the help of which we will be able to build right models of LLM. This is Paul Alta Networks, who are the biggest IT cybersecurity company, one of the most expensive and one of the biggest. What can we say about AI? Of course, we can trust it,
без какого-либо излишнего
but be
момента
careful,
доверия,
okay?
потому что все-таки
Without
машина
any
есть машина. И
like
важно понимать, что это
additional moments of
наш
trust.
оживленный человек.
This is just an instrument. This is not our friend. This is not our relatives.
Вот, на этом у меня все.
This is all. Thank you.
Көп
Thanks a lot, Alexander.
Благодарность за ваше выступление.
I would like to thank you for your speech. AI can be very brilliant, but a human will be responsible for his actions. Human will select this or that AI.
Большое вам спасибо. Просим вас
Thank you very much. Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear participants of our forum, now we have coffee break.
Сейчас небольшая пауза. Всех приглашаем на кофе.
We invite you to coffee break.
Вторую часть форума
The second
продолжим в час
part of
30.
forum will be at 1:30.
Добрый день, дамы и господа, дожившие до второго дня форума. Мне выпала честь.
Hello, dear friends. It's a big honor for me to give a present for the winners of the prize from the organizers. We were evaluated a lot of videos. Some of them were simple and easy. Some of them were at a very high quality and informative. Some of them were interesting and creative. We are, as a very competent jury, selected winners. So the third place goes to the Taras Regional University, named after Dulati. Please applause. Okay, let us congratulate. Unfortunately, representatives of Taras University are not here, but I'm sure that there are. We have our friends on the second place. Kostanay Regional University, named after Ahmed Baitursunov. Let's make a big applause. Your guys, your students made so qualitative video. Please send them their present. And the main interesting souvenir coins from National Bank of Republic of Kazakhstan to Eurasian National University, named after Gumilov, Astana City. So the winners are here. We congratulate you. This is your presents from National Bank of Republic of Kazakhstan. Let's make a photo together. Let's make a big applause to our winners. So our winners, Eurasian National University, named after Gumilov. I would like to tell you, I'm very happy to meet you, students, that you are doing this type of video, because this is the videos preventing some cyber attack, cyber security. Please repost your video and participate in the next competitions. All the videos will be on our website. Thank you, Dmitry Akmayev, PR Director of National Payment System. So today, now we are making some competition, some lottery among the participants of our summit. Are you ready? Let us make a big applause. Very interesting, very important moment. So here you see some equipment for lottery, and we will see who will be successful in this lottery. So 2 days, all the participants who obtained passports of summit, they made some tasks. There was a lot of tasks, at least 5. You should make 5 posts, visit all the sessions, and at the same time the fortune will find out whose success it will be today. So let me explain today how it was. So more than 400 stories on Instagram and publication were posted in Instagram. Please subscribe to our channel. If you haven't done your selfie, don't forget to make a hashtag, to write a hashtag as 2025. And so
Первый приз у нас.
The first prize. Big applause, please.
Рюкзак.
The first prize. Handbag goes to
Абдилин Сырымхан.
Abdelin Sırımhan. Congratulations to Abdelin Sırımhan.
Последние цифры номера, скажи, пожалуйста, свои. Все правильно, все правильно.
Yeah.
Держи твой приз, держи свой паспорт, сохрани его. Давай, давай, дайте руку, пожму и сфотографируем.
Let us take a photo together. Our congratulations.
Точно такой же мерчевый рюкзак у нас получится.
And so the next prize.
Тарибай Сымбат.
Tayeva Sumbat won a bag.
6977, все верно. Держи свой рюкзак. Держи свой паспорт.
Our congratulations. Let's take a photo.
Супер, я надеюсь, что в этих рюкзаках будут все лекции и все конспекты наших ребят. Следующий приз уже чуть-чуть более IT.
The next prize will be more
Получает его.
IT. So the winner will be
Кубанов МБ.
Kubanov. Name started with M.
МБ. Мы прямо сейчас позвоним ему.
Okay, we'll call him.
Поставил.
So now we are trying to call our winner.
Вообще интересно здесь по программе.
Так, Вадим не берет трубку.
Okay, the ring didn't answer.
Фортуна неблагосклонна тем, кто не отвечает на ее улыбку.
Да.
Итак, умная колонка. Сатыбалдина А.
Yes, Satbaldina A is the winner of the special musical equipment. The sponsors of our forum has prepared very good prizes. Okay, we are waiting for the answering the call. Still didn't answer us. Okay. Yeah, let's continue. The third winner.
Шынгызбек Балымай.
Шынгызбек Онай.
Последние 4 цифры номера.
The last 4 digits of your number. Our congratulations.
Супер, поздравляем. Еще одна умная колонка
One
достанется
more
следующему участнику.
smart speaker.
И это
Goes to
София Казанцева.
Sabia Kazantseva.
Последние 4 цифры номера.
Our congratulations.
Все верно. Забирай свой паспорт, забирай умную колонку и давай паспорт. Поздравляю. Супер. Ну и главный приз у нас
And the main prize.
от Samsung. Кто же его
Smartphone
получит?
from
Давайте коротенько
Samsung.
еще раз перемешаем.
Итак, друзья, главный приз – смартфон.
So-
Внимание!
The main prize.
Смартфон премьера.
Айдана Айдалиева.
Есть ли у нас в зале Айдана Айдалиева?
Айдана Айдалиева, are you here?
Алдалиева.
Алдалиева.
Айдана Алдалиева.
Вот мне интересно, я сейчас позвоню и скажу, вот поздравляю, вы выиграли смартфон, она вообще как отреагирует? Скажет ли она, что я мошенник?
Just wondering if I'll call her and say you won a smartphone. Will she name me as a fraudster?
Да-да-да, только участник. Айдана, здравствуйте, вы в прямом эфире. Вам звонят с Fintech форума, и вы стали победителем розыгрыша. Вы в здании, вы находитесь на Fintech форуме? Вы сейчас в здании Fintech форума? Нет?
So I'm not in the building of Fintech Forum, sorry. Unfortunately, let us continue.
Это на будущее для тех, кто не приходит на второй день форума. Вот такой
For
вот
the future, if you will not participate the second day, you will not won the prize. Куаныш Галиева.
Ortamızdaki Cengiz.
Так, очень важно, очень важно.
Very important, please, last 4 digits of your number. Yeah, you're right. Our congratulations. Congratulations.
Поздравляю. Давайте несколько слов от победителя. Как вас зовут?
Let us have some words from our winner. My name is Gulnaz. I am the 3rd course student. I'm from Aktobe. I'm studying in Zhubanov University on an exchange program to Almaty for 1 semester. Thank you to all of you. Thank you for all participants. Thank you for being with us. We are very happy. See you next year. Congratulate the winners. Let the winners have some mutual photo together. We'll take a photo together. For all the participants of our summit, thank you for your participating in our summit. We wish you all good wishes. We'll see you in a year. Thank you.
Уважаемые дамы и господа, дорогие друзья,
Dear ladies and gentlemen,
наш форум завершен.
our forum is finished. You can go to the first
До свидания.
zал and you can join the discussion. There will be very interesting discussions about digital security, cyber security, about AI, and so on and so on. See you. Goodbye.